Hello, everybody. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Hello, everybody. What's happening out there? Good evening to the pre show. Let me see here. Wait till everybody comes in. Everybody's on the yes and the yes. Very, very good. Very good on this Tuesday night pre show for the Curse of Oak Island. Thank you, Tammy. We're all set to go. Usually I want to make it a quick quest 30, but we'll see how it goes. If somebody wants to call in uh, and chat with me for a couple of minutes, no problem. First, I always got to do my shout outs for my YouTube Templar Knights. I want to thank Tammy so much for upgrading to Commander today. I thank you so much, Tammy, for your support. I also have to thank Annette, Elizabeth, Michelle, Annette, Jazdia, Wayne, Starlene, and our big Grandmaster, Renee Tuttle. And also for Judy and Barbara for the continuing support of my channel and me. I thank you so much, you guys. You guys are the best. Hello, Kathy. Hello, Connie. Judy's in the house. Hello, everybody on the Quest Facebook side. Hello, everybody on the YouTube side, Starlene. And the rest of the gang on the YouTube side. Hello, Maureen. Jazdia says she's about to get snow. No. I don't want to hear that. Hello, Buster. How are you? We'll say some hellos after our Templar Knights on the YouTube side. They always get preference. They're number one. Elizabeth from the island of Paisley Island, South Carolina. Yep. We'll wait for more people to come in. I always pop on a little early. You're welcome, Buster. You're welcome. I hope for the ones that have purchased some cookie cutter molds from Shannon Public Cover, you guys start making some fancy Easter stuff looking like Oak Island. We want that posted on our page or our group. Renee Tuttle will take care of that. Hello, Darlene. How are you? Hanging in there. Thank you, Darlene. Thanks for coming in. Renee's got that the Art of Oak Island. I'm working on some things, some secret things. So I got to up my game with my pizza and my what the heck else I put on there? I can't even remember. That toast. That was kind of poor, but if I can do something like that, let's see what you guys got. Renee has the page on there. An invitation for the most talent members, but could be anybody, to share their creations inspired by the Oak Island mystery. Any medium is welcome. So all you artists, painters, writers, bakers, poets, singers, etc., we can't wait for your interpretations inspired by the Fellowship of the Dig. I guess we're going to get a lot of eggs with Oak Island stuff on them. I'm just guessing. Oh, and then as always, let's keep our comments and observations positive and respectful. And don't forget, It's against the rules to really sell anything on my group. We're just here to share and enjoy the diversity of the knowledge of your guys' expression. And of course, to exchange ideas with each other. Hello, Heart on the YouTube side. Tammy might do a little bacon. Unbelievable. Well, we just started off with a little thing I posted before I came on. I posted it on YouTube first. Obviously, they get the first dibs on what I'm doing. It says today, on tonight's all new episode, Divide and Conquer. Do you see this, guys? Hi, Cindy. It says the Oak Island team is up against the clock to locate the treasure before the cold season hits. They fan out and focus on the biggest leads. Did you guys read this like I'm reading it? And when the members of the fellowship uncover a historic weapon with a possible link to the original money pit, don't miss what happens yet. And I have question marks all over when it says uncover a historic weapon. So it's not a cannonball. That's not a weapon. So I guess they better show us a weapon tonight. What do you think, guys? What do you think on that statement the Curse of Oak Island people put out tonight? It says, when the members of the fellowship uncover a historical weapon. A weapon is not a mission. It's not cannonballs. It's not musket balls. A weapon is a weapon, right? You guys follow me? Hello, Virginia. Just started it up. We just started it up. I don't know, Jason. I have no idea. Hi, Ashley. Thanks for coming in. So maybe they did find a cannon? Part of a cannon? Is it out in the bay? Is it on the island? Hello, Anthony. Thanks for coming in. Yup, Jason. Just seems kind of weird. Hello, Wanda. How are you? Thanks for coming in. Hello, Kathy from Orlando. Unreal. So that's what they got me hyped on. Here it is right here. I'll give you guys a little show here. If your guy's reading it the way I'm reading it, it says the fellowship uncovered a historic weapon. Not unless I'm seeing things. Gotta help me out here, guys. Hello, Don. Thanks for coming in. So that sort of piqued my interest, and I just got that probably about 30 minutes ago or so when they posted it. I thought it would be all about cannonball, but now they're saying weapon. So I don't know if they're enticing us there a little bit or what they're doing, but they better not disappoint me again tonight. We need a positive shop tonight. Yep, Jason, if a ship was dismantled at Oak Island for wood or cover up, the cannon would have wound up in been hidden at sea. Yeah. Hi, Dennis. Hi. Yeah, Anthony, looks like a grape shot. But read on the bottom, Anthony, where it says historic weapon. Fellowship uncover a historic weapon. A cannonball is not a weapon. That's what I'm trying to say. In my eyes. I'm not a hunter. I don't own any guns. But I just wanted your guys' input on that statement they made. And obviously tonight I'll be looking for some kind of weapon. Yep, Scott, maybe a musket or overhyping the cannon. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. And that's all we got is like when they went out to sea in the premiere, Gary said, "Look, we found pirate treasure." And I only can tie that into when Tony went out there and got metal detecting hits, you know, underwater. That's all I can think about. Anything after that, I have no idea. And Maureen says, "Hope it's something of real significance." Yeah, yeah, I hope so. I have no idea. And what type of link would it be to the money pit? Related to the first searchers? Now you're talking the money pit, 1795, so who knows? So they got me again. And Wanda says, "Cannonball is not a weapon. Thank you very much." And Virginia says, "The iron legs from last week were not a cannon." Correct. So when they say weapon, I'm looking for something that shoots something out of it. That's all I know. Connie, they showed something in the preview that looked interesting. Huh. Yeah, I got some pictures to show you guys, and we'll go over them. But I don't know. We'll wait for tonight. They got me hyped for tonight. And of course, we got April 3rd. We got Erin Helton coming on. She's fantastic. So get all your questions ready. Put them under the post that she's on, and I'll print it out to make sure I don't miss any questions for her. Erin Helton, April 3rd at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, right here on the Facebook Quest group and YouTube Live, her first live appearance. Alrighty. Could be a sword. I have no idea. I didn't see anything looking like that in the preview. We'll go over some promos. Hi, Linda. Thanks for coming in. I have no idea, Buster. We'll find out tonight. They put those promos out there to grab us, and they did it again. Alrighty, guys. A little preview of what I have. Hi, Sandra. Thanks for coming in, Sandra. It's 7 o'clock. Don Brett's a Micmac weapon, an Indian. Yeah, yeah, it could be. I have no idea. I didn't see anything in the preview looking like a weapon. So if you guys saw something I didn't, I have no idea. No idea at all. So we'll go through a couple of pictures here. We'll discuss each one. Gary was metal detecting on the side of the swamp and came up with this crazy looking thing. He said it was something to do with mining. That's all we got from that. But it's a big iron piece. A piece of what? I have no idea. Hello, Donna. Yeah, Buster, it's very general, but we're getting used to it. And this piece here, who knows what it broke off of or what it was. But I hope they show us tonight. They still got to show us about the lock. They still have to show us about the plumb bob. I especially want to know if that thing was a plumb bob or not, but who knows? And actually, it looks like the wheel on the bottom of a movable object. Easy, Carl. Easy. We don't go way off the tangents here, Carl. Yeah, it really does. It looks like a moving cart. The top has 4 holes, the bottom has a frozen wheel. You would need 4 of these for a cart. So I think that's what we got. Yup, Greg. Yup, Darlene. Looks like a caster cart. You'll see the top is flat, and you can make out 4 holes on the top where it would be bolted up to a cart. So maybe they won't show us much on this, but I think that's what it is also, a caster cart wheel. Yes, Connie, if there was no road in front of the swamp, everything came into the swamp side and out. There was no road there long ago. And whatever got stuck there in the mud, that's where it stayed. Yup, Scott, I agree. So we all agree, and Starlene comes up with a good one. Could have that been the part of the frame to wheel the cannon around? Yup, Linda, too new for 1900. A lot of times, Tammy, they have you can have like a big piece of thick plywood and they make a cart out of it. They can put the 4 wheels on anything and make a cart, or put sides on this cart to push it around with the 4 wheels on the bottom. Yup, Greg, it does look modern to me. So you never know. You just don't know with this Oak Island stuff. If we figured it out by now, no. Do we get more questions? Yes. Once we think what it is, then it's not? Yes. So it's all crazy. It's all crazy. It's all crazy. So that's what that thing looks like to me. Like you guys agree, it's a cartwheel to attach to some kind of wooden box or something. 4 of them you would need to push around on something. It may look different when cleaned up. Yep. Of course, this is Marty looking at that cannonball. Pretty small, looks about 2 inches around. Yeah, I know, Tammy. You hate that name. I hate you. I got you. But there's the little old cannonball from a salute cannon, or like they said, those other smaller weapons. And Connie says, at least it doesn't look like wood. Yeah, at least we're seeing cannonballs and wheels. We're not seeing any more rocks. We're not seeing any more wood for now. It could be anything, guys. It could be anything. And there was just to see about the texture of that. I'm going to just call it a cannonball. I don't know what else to call it. Yep, Joseph. It could be at the bottom of a mining cart, but the mining cart wheels are huge. They're not that small. I mean, huge. They got one in the museum, a mining cart that they used. But then, what do I know? Yep. Show the stuff to Carmen. See what he says. See what he says. So I think we're in for a good show tonight. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't realize how they did anything on top of that cobbled road. Any wheels. So I'm going with people that they said they had sled carts. No wheels on the bottom. They just pulled it with the oxen. The bottom was flat, just wood going over that crazy paved area, which I still say is a foundation. I say it's a foundation for a wooden wharf. That's all I go by. All right, now we're going to put all our minds together now. Yep, they got to have the fillers and the teasers in there, Kathy, because of the COVID, because of the delay. And like I tell everybody, we're giving them a pass this year. And I'm glad we even had a season 8 or having a season 8. I thank them for that. Now, I was thinking about this. I hope everybody had a good time with Chris and Jake Saturday night. Those guys are fantastic. I had a great time. Always learning something new. All the numbers, all the figures, and such. Always learning something new. So now, Johnny's brain is saying this. You going to follow me, guys? You with me so far? Except, let me see, for the 8 years that the program has been on. Yep, darling. You're welcome, Tammy. For the 8 years this show has been on, guys. Except for the surface finds. You know, the gems, the brooches, the British artifacts, some pieces of plates, the European bone in H8. What do we really have to go by? I know it's a historical discovery that people were over here way before 1492. I understand that. Well, in Johnny's mind here, I sort of was thinking, what do we got to go by as far as what's on the island and tie that into something? So I started thinking, the only thing on the island that's been sitting there for all these hundreds of years is what? Yup, Tim. What is the one thing on Oak Island that's been there? You know, besides finding all the artifacts, besides dating the wood and carbon dating the coal, those dates are great. We got to get the cribbing date to know when the paved area was done. And Tammy says Roxborough. No. Hello, Seventh Canvas on YouTube. Thanks for coming in. The cannonball can be part of a grape shot load from a cannon charge, used against personnel and also against ships at close range to tear holes in the sails to hamper maneuvering. Yup, sail rippers. Tim, you're right. The only thing on the island that's been there that we see is Nolan's Cross. Those 10-ton boulders. So, number one, they have all these precise measurements on this cross. that Fred Nolan dissected. Now, not trying to find out the year it was made, but how were these boulders put into place? How were these boulders taken from their original position and put into place? Not treasure moving around. I'm talking, we got the boulders, we see the boulders, we've been seeing the boulders. But yet the question is, how was it made? I have never heard of a situation yet for 8 years on how the cross was made. We got a million tangents, a million features on coming off the cross on angles and everything else. But was I ever told, or you guys ever told, obviously they don't know and we don't know, how was the cross made? How did they move 10-ton boulders in place? Yup, Greg, that's what I thought. They were rolled on logs, pulled on oxen to be put in place. In a 10-ton boulder, you would need what to move it into place if they were near the swamp? You would need a heavy, heavy road to haul big boulders at 10 tons apiece to go over a marsh. Hello, Elizabeth. Thanks for coming in. Curtis, hi. Thank you. But do you guys know what I'm talking about? How was Nolan's cross 10-ton boulders plus moved into position? You know what I'm saying? Would part of that road, that heavy road, support some of this weight? Yup, Tim. That's what Chris Donna said. I don't think they were brought here. No way. I don't think they were brought here. But um, Dr. Spooner says the swamp was made in 1220. So if these boulders were in the swamp area, how did they get across the swamp to Fred Nolan's land? Or it wasn't Fred Nolan's land, but way before then. I can see a hard packed road to roll the logs on. I can't see carts going over that road. Or I believe in the foundation if they're going with the wharf idea. You know what I'm saying? These stones or boulders are huge. What do you think, guys? How were these boulders put in place? In the wintertime? You know how harsh it is up there in the wintertime to do anything? Even though Chris had that idea sent to him that they had uh, a tunnel or a trench and it was frozen, and they pulled the rocks on the ice. It's a good theory. But to move that size of a rock or boulder with no machinery, that modern machinery right now would have a hard time moving these 10-ton boulders. They had to roll them on logs. They had wood, they had logs, and hopefully they had the manpower. I don't know how many people it would take to roll a 10-ton boulder. I have no idea. Elizabeth says maybe they didn't come from the island. Well, I don't know. I put a 10-ton boulder on a ship, uh, and then get it off the wharf, and then put logs on the stone pathway to proceed the dimensions to place them where they're supposed to go. And Don Bretz, can you hear me? I mean, Don Wagner. When Billy was digging around the eye of the swamp a couple of seasons ago, it was all filled of big boulders underneath. Do you remember that? So that's what got me thinking. I tried to look for the video clip, but I couldn't really find it. But do you guys remember Billy digging in the swamp, and even his bucket on his tractor could not pick up the huge rocks that were near the eye of the swamp, or when he was digging near the swamp? You guys remember that? No, there's no rock quarry there, no. Oxen pulling the rock over the logs instead of people, yep. Well, those boulders have been there for so many years, I guess it just sinks into the ground naturally after a while. Yep, Judy remembers, Tammy remembers. When they had the great all, and the bucket couldn't even lift the huge rocks that were under the swamp. So, Anthony, I'm thinking these huge rocks or boulders came from the swamp. Right? There's 5 of them. 10 tons, Tammy. They said they're over 10 tons apiece. Over 20,000 pounds. That's just a natural occurrence mark on the boulderless beach side. And then Greg says the cross has to be the key. Yeah, somehow tie that in. I want to say hello to everybody on the Quest side. I want to say hello, everybody, to the YouTube side. Still need YouTube subscribers. We're just stuck at 1375. I guess that's as far as we're going, a little bit at a time. But no big deal. It's free to join. I also have a paid membership site there. Take a look at it. It's not for everybody. Merchandise should be in about 2 or 3 days. If you want to support me and my channel, it's fine. I thank you so much. Just take a look. No problem. But it got me thinking about how the heck did they make Nolan's Cross and where did these big boulders come from? And then I was thinking about Billy digging the big boulders, or he couldn't dig them out of the swamp area. And I think it was around the eye. Yup, Maureen. Yup, Don. But they did make the cross. They did make the cross. Yup, Virginia. Large stones were moved long distances over the world. I hear you. I hear you. And like I showed you Saturday, these are some of the steel mining, grinding balls that they have. They also make them in cast iron. Hi, Valerie. How are you? Gaetan, thanks for coming in. Wrap logs around the rock. Yep, could be. But 20,000 pounds? How many people would it take to roll a rock or boulder that big? Yup, the Egyptians managed to do it. Yup, Ashley. But they didn't have to go through woods and trees. They had sand. There was no trees. There was no stumps. There was no other rocks, Ashley. So how the heck? You know what I'm saying, Ashley? The desert, okay. Sand, rollers, pulley systems, and a billion people. But on the island with mud, swamp, rocks, trees, I have no idea. Just saying it off the top of my head. There's the big pathway on top, like we showed you Saturday. Getting hyped up for tonight, the pre-show here. And I got some pictures more that I put on the group of this huge house of Daniel McGinnis. Where'd all this go? The woods, the windows, the hinges, the doorknobs. Where'd all this stuff go? It wasn't farmed out, Jake, yet. It wasn't farmland long time ago. You're telling me there was no wild trees? And there's the maps they're looking at, Fred Nolan's maps. And there's the blue clay they found. We're looking for that blue clay mine in the eye of the swamp. And there's that thing again Gary found. Let me see if I got a picture. But yet, I don't know what year they put the cross in. We got the 1929 picture. So if they were in the swamp, these rocks, near Fred Nolan's houses and everything, this is 1929, and the farmland. So this island had to be covered with trees centuries ago. My own opinion. Jake, what do you think, Jake? Way back when. Say they did this in the 1500s. You're telling me the island is bare from the swamp to move these boulders? I don't know. I don't know. Right, we can't right, Jake, yep. We can't judge what the landscape looked then based on what it looks now, yeah. But from past history, don't you think most islands are always covered up this way, northeastern, with they're not bare, but most of the islands have trees on them. Or the 320 islands up there all got trees on them. But what it was in the 1500s, we have no idea. And I know we can't compare 1929 to 400 years ago. There had to be some kind of pulley systems. I have no idea. Hi, Brandy. Yup, and they didn't waste anything. No materials, no tools, no nothing. Everything was used to the max with Levant. It was an island of oaks. But what about in the 1500s? There had to be something. So I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. How was Nolan's Cross made if the boulders were on the swamp side? We had some theories Saturday night, and it got me thinking. Nobody really dug into that theory, as far as I know, the show side, how Nolan's Cross was made. I mean, they don't know. I don't know. We're all guessing here. Hi, Richard. How are you? Thanks for coming in. And Cindy, maybe they use the nearby trees for the rollers. Yeah. Yep. I don't know. I can't imagine pushing a 10-ton boulder. Even if they tied logs, Gaetan, if they tied logs all the way around this boulder and tried rolling it, they got to have some kind of pathway or something. Because say if Francis Bacon or whoever designed the cross and he put a big X and your boulder's 500 feet away, the Templars, baby, the Templars. I don't know. It's got me stumped. Linda, are there any tests that they can do to see how old the rocks are? I don't know. And Greg, no wonder the oxen threw so many shoes. And then, Greg, like I was saying to Jake and Chris, what would you do with oxen with winter shoes? I don't know, Maureen. I have no idea. It would have to be sleds, like Jake says, oxens in the winter, on Oak Island, in the freezing winter. Why do you need oxens then? There's no farming. It's all ice and snow. Some of the bay is froze. But why do you need oxens with winter shoes on? They said some of it gets iced up so they won't slip. I remember Carmen saying that. They're walking on ice up there. But if you're not farming with an oxen, shouldn't they just be like in the barn eating and stuff? What are you going to do with an ox in the wintertime? You know what I mean? You got this 2,000-pound animals in the middle of winter. Yep, Mark. And of course, I always say if they're saying that's a paved area, there's no way they're going to put wheels on that paved area. No way. So it has to be, do we agree the hauling system on those rocks, if it is a paved road, is done with a wooden sled? What do you think, guys? Yeah, they still go outside. And Don Wagner, most of the marked stones have disappeared. 7th Kansas on the YouTube side. Think Stonehenge, Nolan's Cross would be a cakewalk compared to that. Close to the same conditions as well. Maureen, oxen plus winter shoes equals what were they using them for at that time of the year? So they didn't slip out in the pasture? What are they going to eat out there? I have no idea. Don't you have to have a barn with whatever oxen eat for the winter, all winter long? So if you got oxen, you got to feed them, and they got to drink water with no causeway. So do you guys agree about having an oxen or two oxen pulling a sled type cart, no wheels, a sled type cart over the so-called paved way? Yup, Brandy. Yup, Anthony. Yes, a wooden sled. They have used the eye bolts to pull the sled. There you go. There you go. I'm just trying to figure these things out. And Brian says oxens are used for logging in the winter. Right. They did have a log mill on Oak Island in the 30s, but we're talking way before that. Maybe they still had some kind of log mill on the island and put it on some kind of barge. But why have it on Little Oak Island? Don't you have forests off the island, the mainland, that you can use all this wood? Why Oak Island? Yup, Judy. All I can think about so far is in my head with the oxens, and if they're going to push, this is a paved area. Those rocks cannot take wheels, in my opinion. A sled, yes. So we agree on that, right? Unbelievable. So that got me thinking after Saturday night, how the heck did they make Nolan's Cross? I don't know why I came up with that, but could it be all for Nolan's Cross? Because those paved areas are not made just to haul treasure in, or the paved areas is not made just to dig tunnels or do a back door in the swamp. They didn't have no big machinery. They would have to haul out dirt on sleds or whatever they were doing. Yeah, Maureen, I just can't believe it. Yep, Greg. I would think that rocky road would have been filled with blue clay. If you fill all the cobblestones with blue clay and that hits the air, that blue clay will harden like concrete. But they're not finding that much blue clay between the cobblestones. You know what I mean? That's what I was looking for. If they filled it full of dirt, how long would that last? If the boulders were at the eye of the swamp, you would need the road since the eye is nearer to Nolan's Cross. Correct. Correcto mundo. So was this all set up? These roads or paved areas, I'm saying, not for treasure, but for making Nolan's Cross. Buster, I have no idea. I have no idea if it took them 2 months or something where these rocks came from the uplands, like Rick says. I have no idea. I get more confused the more I talk to myself. And this is showing the small pathway. What the heck are you going to put on that? You know what I mean? It's not muddy up there. Why do they need cobblestones up there if it's not muddy? What, a hardened path be a lot more logical than putting stones that you can break your ankle all the time? Anthony, it could be everything. They base everything, a lot of theories off of Nolan's Cross. You know what I mean, Anthony? A lot of people come off of Nolan's Cross with this angle, this degree, that degree, all kinds of stuff off of Nolan's Cross. But yet, how was Nolan's Cross made? They come off it with angles, so it's their benchmark. So why not figure out how the cross was made first and sort of work backwards? But nobody knows. Yup, Greg, it looks like an old Roman road. And this is the picture I showed Chris and Jake Saturday. They say the path goes on top of the swamp. You see the end of the swamp in the black. And you got one path going up to the top. That path is going to lot 15 and the money pit. And yet the other path goes towards Nolan's Cross. Yeah, Brandy, I have no idea. I have no idea how that works. You know, why do they continue the path towards Nolan's Cross? It veers off one side. It's either going towards Nolan's Cross or it stops halfway to the eye of the swamp. And they said, Aaron said it's going towards the eye of the swamp. So just putting some thoughts in you guys. This is what I put down on the chat. Yeah, it's getting me crazy. You know, it's getting me crazy. But this is what's out there. This is what we go by. And by viewers, we got nothing to go by to what they tell us. They know the stone road that they call it, the stone paved way, was known in 1795. It was never searched, but they knew the two pathways were in the swamp in 1795. So I'm going to put the number up there. Yep, Brandy. At first, I thought it was a tomb. I still think it's sort of a tomb in the money pit area. Well, we got to go by the science. What the science says, that's what we have to follow. We have to follow the science. And I would like to get these carbon datings. We're getting so many datings. Can they send the same material to two different places? They always give us the lowest number or the highest number, even with the stakes, they're 100 years apart. But why can't we have two different independent people date this wood and date this carbon? Do they just use one company and we got to go by them all the time? I don't know. I would like to get more information on getting more dates on the same stuff to correlate. Yep, Linda, they got that blue clay. Yep, Mark, using the ice, less friction. Yep. Slipways and logs. Slipways and logs. Yeah, actually, don't you think so? I don't know if they're using the same company and same. I mean, I have no access to Greg Tester, but I guess he's using a good company on his dates. But just for the heck of it, I would send something to an independent, somebody that hasn't been dating, and just see. You know what I mean? I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I don't know where they send the same wood samples. I don't know where they send the things on a daily, but I would go to two different people. Okay, if it's 1600 to 1620, the next person might say, no, it's not at 1600 to 1620. It might be 1750 to 1800. Then we got a problem. Mark, the ice would be logical since it would melt while being used and give less friction. Then Mark says, Mark Braley, thank you so much. This was used in the early 1500s to 1600s to move boulders in European countries. Mark, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yep, Brandy, there's always a possibility of commutation. So a second opinion would make sense. Thank you, Brandy. And Anthony, they should this way they can validate the years they come up with. I mean, you're only getting one validation from one company all the time. I'm just putting it out there because we're going by these dates and the dates is all we got. So why not use 2, 3 to verify the date is correct? I can ask, but that's probably something they won't answer me on that. I can ask. Hello, Scott Lunsbury on the YouTube side. But getting very interesting. Very, very interesting. Let me see what I got here. And Mark said it was also used in Stonehenge with the ice. Yeah, they got me crazy now. How the heck did they make Nolan's Cross? And then I put this other picture up. Then we'll wind it up a little bit here. Nobody wants to call in. And don't forget, we'll be on Saturday night at 7 p.m. Judy will be doing her synopsis and be on with me on the phone this Saturday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, USA, talking about whatever happens tonight and her reading her synopsis this coming Saturday at 7 p.m. Hope you guys join me and Judy then. I hope you guys join us on Saturday night. And even when I asked Dr. Spooner, can we actually X something out once in a while? Like Smith's Cove or this or that. Everything is still on the table. It's just unbelievable. Let me find the picture here. All right, after this, we're going to button up. I looked at this picture. Thank you, Linda. And I was looking at the Mercy Point that they have plotted right here on the Mercy Point. Chris said the wharf that they got labeled there goes right over the Mercy Point, but I don't think so. So if they know where the Mercy Point is, why they're in the swamp, I hope they dug it out. This way we can say to Peter, well, they found something at the Mercy Point, or they didn't find anything at the Mercy Point. There it is, right there. If you can see it, right above those red letters, swamp targets. You see it? It shows Mercy Point in the swamp. Bob, what borehole had the highest mercury levels? Yeah, it was up there near the Mercy Point, or the eye. Yep. And you know what the mercury preserved? Mark, if this is related to Stonehenge, it would explain the blue stone in the middle of the money pit, just like the blue stone in the center of Stonehenge. Stu Wilson, maybe the lab which performs the testing runs more than one sample so it can compare results. Yeah, but Stu, we're saying, yeah, it could be, but I would like just another independent verification. That's all I'm saying. The same lab can do 5 different verifications on the same sample. It's still the same lab. I understand, I understand you. So this here, I'm hoping we'll see in something done at the Mercy Point, something dug out at the Mercy Point this season, because they're in the swamp all season. Get off these stone pathways, and towards the end, maybe they did dig in Mercy Point. I have no idea, just a guesstimation on my end. Just a guesstimation. And there's Mercy's Point. That since everything's there, the tractor's there, Billy's there, dig it. Let's do it. Let's dig it out. Take care, Elizabeth. Thanks for coming in. Hope to see you Saturday night at 7. Me and Judy will be on, her doing her synopsis. And this way we can say for sure, well, we dug the Mercy Point, we got the coordinates, and there we found something. Or we dug the Mercy Point at that location, we found nothing. And at least we can mark something off the list. You know what I mean, Ashley? You know what I mean, Starlene? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yup. You got that right, Marlene. Real close to the paved area. Unbelievable. Well, guys, we got some kind of historical weapon that's going to be showed to us tonight. I'm going to take the phone line off. I thank you guys for coming in for the pre-show. I didn't have much to go on, but we always have a good time. Thanks, Scott Dilly. Thanks for coming in. We'll see everybody Saturday at 7 p.m. Enjoy the show tonight. I'll be looking for that weapon. It's a busy night for me. It's a busy night for Judy. It's our Tuesday day and night craziness here on the quest of Oak Island. Oh, boy. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Don. Thank you, Jake. We always have a good time here. Hear me mumbling. Get hyped up for the show. And don't forget, if you got your Easter bonnet and something made out of an Oak Island detail, show Renee, and we'll go from there. We'll go from there. I thank everybody so much for coming in on the Facebook Quest side. I want to thank everybody on the YouTube side for coming in. I thank you so much. Take a look at the YouTube membership paid site. You get a lot of perks. Like I said, merchandise will be starting shortly. Merchandise will be only available to the paid members on YouTube after being on 3 months straight. You have shirts, hats, wool hats, some member coffee mugs that I have left. And this Saturday, we'll go over some statistics on Facebook about members and what country they're from, and also announce our most active member on the Quest of Oak Island Facebook group that will receive a free Quest of Oak Island membership coffee mug. That'll be announced this coming Saturday. And you will get it free of charge. I want to thank you so much. And after this Saturday night, we have the big one, the big show with Aaron Helton, April 3rd at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be a great show. We're going to have a great time. But don't forget, always go forward. You may have a setback, but you go forward anyways. Believe in your dreams, no matter how old you are. Stay positive. If you're not mentally tough, there's people out there that can help you, and get that help. There's help all over. Just get it. No matter how old you are, stay positive. Believe in yourself. Stay safe. Be good. And we'll see you Saturday night at 7 o'clock. Enjoy the show tonight. Thank you very much for coming in. Good night. Bye-bye.